Grand Rising, Grand Arrival, Grand Return, peace and blessings to the righteous and the repentant alike. I am Chief Sophia of the Americana Band of Indians, and in this video, I'm going to quickly go over the quote-unquote Derkodeshi. So, I have already mentioned that the Derkodeshi and the Erkodeshi and the Derkodeshi are the same, okay? The Derkodeshi are not evil. They're evil to people who want to do wickedness. And so, in order to squash this argument once and for all, if something is wicked, you're not going to find it in the Bible, right? It's going to be one of those detestable things. When they talk about things that the people shouldn't be doing, they don't go into great detail about what it is that they're doing. Like, they just don't do that. And so if these entities were negative, like some people say, just mindlessly repeating, then you wouldn't be able to find these used in positive ways referred to in the Bible. So I found all of these elements. And so I'm just going to read off the list. This is not a debate. This is a decisive this is not for debate, okay? This is a directive. That's what I'm looking for. This is a directive. This is not a debate. This is so people will stop using these things for wickedness when they were really meant for righteousness, okay? Because the Derkodeshi, what I mentioned before, is that they are the ones who incarnated. So there were entities that didn't incarnate, like the elementals that didn't incarnate, and there were elementals that did incarnate. These are the incarnated ones. So of course they would be seen as quote unquote fallen, but really they mess up the plans of the wickedness. They are here to judge the wicked just as much as the Erkodeshi are, and that's for a fact. So first you have Samihaiza. That's a meteor. The Greek name is Meta, and it's the presence in motion toward the middle or within, mentioned in Matthew 1 and 23. A Kokabel, which is phosphorus, also known as Phao, which means to emit light, mentioned in John 8 and 12, known along with theology, okay? Artagoth is copper. In the Greek, it's Chalkos, which is the beginning of modern humanity, related to the Red Sea and to Adam. In the Hebrew, it's Nahash, which is snake or divine soothsay, mentioned in Matthew 10 and 9, Mark 6 and 8, Mark 12 and 41, and 1 Corinthians 13 and 1. Then you have Tahamiel, and that's marble or martus in Greek. To witness is to create. So that's what marble is. Marble is a witness. Mentioned in John 8 and 14. Ramtel is coal. In Greek, it's grabos or oak. From the Hebrew, it's rabab, which means many. It also means mat, and the word rabbi comes from rabab, mentioned in Deuteronomy 32 and 2, Psalm 72 and 16, Micah 5 and 7, Matthew, and used as mat, specifically in Mark 2 and 4. Ramtel is petroleum. In the Greek, it's rio, to flow. In Hebrew, it's yabal, and it means a blood hemorrhage, okay? Used in Matthew 9 and 20. Daniel, which is a comet. In the Greek, it's komeo, to take care of, emotional reaction, strike to bring under control. It's used like this in Acts 8 and 2. Village, feast, to let hair grow long. It's used like that in John 12 and 6 and 13 and 29. Zekel, which is silver, not general electricity. Silver, okay? Zekel is silver. The Greek word is arguros. It means white, money, or glittering. Velocity, and specifically the velocity, the speed at which money changes hands. It's used this way in Matthew 10 and 9, Acts 17 and 29, 1 Corinthians 3 and 12, James 5 and 3. Then you have Barakel, which is the law of man, lawful, right? In Greek, it's Edo, And it's the act of seeing, recognizing, understanding. It's used in Isaiah 6 and 9, Matthew 13 and 4, Mark 4 and 12, Acts 28 and 26, John 8 and 19. Then you have satawel, which is ferment, and that's muo, M-U-O. In the Greek, to shut and hide from the surface, and also to flow and shine. Is used in Matthew 13 and 15, Acts 27:27, Isaiah 6 and 10. I, as in fountain of insight, in Isaiah 6 and 10. Then you have harmony, which is sulfur, and that's areskia in the Greek, and it's harmony, or prolonged harmony, or state of being or agreeing. Okay, it's used like that in Colossians 1 and 10. Then you have ananel, that's uranium or Uranus, which is heaven, which is Uranus, and it's used in Matthew 3 and 2 as heaven. Material is mercury, which is ergo, which means to work, cultivate, like to work, or to cultivate a landscape. Is used this way in John 15 and 9, Romans 11, 17 through 24, and Isaiah 5, 1 through 7. Then you have samsiel, which is arsenic, and in the Greek it's ligmal, which means to beat violently. Okay, it's used this way in Matthew 21 and 44, and Luke 20 and 18. All right, then you have tumiel, that's steel, or rather more correctly iron. In the Greek, it's sideros, which is sweat, constellation. It's also metal white, just like silver is a metal white. And legislation. In the Hebrew, it's barzel, and it means wasting away, which is in Revelations 18 and 12. Then you have Yahadiel, which is tomb writing, which is waving that allowed, weaving that allowed people to display symbols. In the Greek, it's Irion, I think. And it's used in Hebrews 9 and 19, Revelations 1 and 14, specifically as processed wool in Hebrews 1 and 1, and it specifically also refers to like Joseph's coat, his colored coat. Okay, then you have the word Turiel, which is gold. I mean the spirit intelligence is Turiel, the Derkodeshi, I'm sorry, and the color, the element is gold. Gold is charusos, in the Greek, and Horus, Harus in Hebrew, and it specifically refers to processed gold. This is Matthew 2 and 11, 10 and 9, 23 and 16, 23 and 17, Acts 17 and 29, 1 Corinthians 3 and 12, 1 Timothy 2 and 9, John 5 and 3, I think it's 1 John, and Revelation 17 and 4, 18 and 12, and 18 and 6. 18 and 16, I'm sorry. Then you have Sariel, which is lead. The Greek is hemai, to sit or recline, not in labor, so to learn something. And it's used like that in Matthew 4 and 16. And the last one is yomiel, which is aluminum, and it's really allos, like alloy, in the Greek. And another one more, beyond, to grow and to nourish, and it's used in Matthew 2 and 2. So as you can see, all of these elementals are referred to not only by Jesus, by the whole New Testament. A lot of them are also in the Old Testament. I didn't go back and do the Hebrew on all of them yet, but I wanted to just make a quick video so people can stop saying the Derkodeshi are evil. They're not evil. They're not bad. They're not negative. What they are is incarnated. And we have to stop allowing our enemies to, again, calculate our feast days and tell us that things that are actually good for us are actually bad for us. Because this is not, we're not going to allow this to continue. So I hope everyone understands what I'm saying. They get the message. There's more to come, but I just want to put this in a short video. Shalom, peace, and blessings, and we'll see you in the next video.